Good evening, everybody. 大家阿弥陀佛. Welcome to our sutra lecture on the Ten Transferences chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. 欢迎大家参加我们的大方广佛华严经十回向品的讲座. My name is Heng Sure, and I'm here in Berkeley, California, and I'm looking forward to joining all of you to continue a series of lectures on the Avatamsaka Sutras, chapter 25, that was begun years and years and years ago at City of 10,000 Buddhas. And for various reasons, over the years we discontinued, but it's time now because we need to be respectful to the Dharma, respectful to the Sutra. It's time to rejoin our lecture series. And we'll be doing it on this Sunday night at 7:30 here in California. 我本身很多年前在万佛场每个星期天开始讲大方广佛华严经十回向品第25品，然后呢讲了很多年，每个星期天就会从旧金山湾区就开车到北加州的万佛圣城，就晚上7点半就讲10回向品，那么讲到第6回向，然后种种的原因呢就没有继续。那么对于华严经，对于佛经，那个是应该说不尊重不恭敬经典，所以呢一定要继续那么所以呢我就受金勇师的邀请，就答应继续，我们就继续研究10回向品，明白如何跟着这个普贤菩萨他的10大愿望的第10就是普贤回向，我们怎么样实行这个法门。So I received the invitation from Dharma Master Jinyong to continue our sutra lecture and to accord with the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, our Bodhisattva whose name is Puxian, to follow his 10 practices and vows, number 10, which is to universally accord with all living beings as we practice giving, as we transfer merit. All right, so welcome, and let's begin with a Dharma request, because this will be a formal sutra lecture, and I'm going to be doing my own translations. You all get to listen to this monk from Ohio try to speak Chinese. And we have a Vietnamese translation happening. And if you all would like to listen in Vietnamese to the things that I'm saying in English and Chinese, then please look at your chat box, because there is a link there. There's a link for the Vietnamese translation. So that's where you'll find it, right there. You'll hear a fluent translation of my words into Vietnamese. 就是如果大家想听中文的话，那么我自己本身恒时在负责翻译中文。愿你想听越南话，那个 chat box 里边都有一个办法，你们可以听越南话。Jin Yong Sure, if you'd send a link to Jinfo sure couldn't find the link to listen in tonight. If you wouldn't mind sending him a line or an email, that way he can listen too. All right, so I believe that Alan is going to be our Dharma requester, if I'm not mistaken. So let me bring up, let's see here. What have we got? There it is. Bring up our Dharma request. It's right there. I'm going to play that. Okay. Alan, if you're there and you would like to request Dharma, please do it now.
恭敬大德僧听，为此法会，及一切众生，请转妙法轮，教导我们如何了生脱死，离苦得乐，殊证无生。Well, the Sangha with great virtue, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach us how to live suffering and attain bliss and end birth and death, and quickly realize non-birth.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Namo sadanto suchedoye alahadi samyao sanputoshe.
Namo sadanto suchedoye alahadi samyao samputoshye.
无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。Supreme and wondrous Dharma, subtle and profound, rarely is encountered, even in billions of eons. But now we see and hear it and accept it reverently. May we truly understand the Buddha's actual meaning. All right. Alan, I appreciate the Dharma request. Thank you for that. One of the best things about lecturing with Zoom is that we get to interact in a whole different way. And I get to make music. I get to answer your questions. I get to see where you're coming from and present all kinds of goodies in our lectures. So I'm not unhappy about lecturing on Zoom. 我们用 Zoom 这个软体有好几个很多好处。第一呢，我们可以进行问答方式，你可以提一些问题啊，我可以答复我可以看到你们在哪里如果大家愿意在你们的这个participants 那个 box 里边，那个参加的应该说众员你可以写你的名字，那个名字旁边你在哪里在什么城市，在哪个国家，我也可以看到。那我可以提一提，大家都可以比较成一个 community。我也可以用音乐，我也可以用这个短片的电影 video 动画有好几个好处哈，所以这个是不一定说我们因为隔离的关系了，所以就不好。Okay, so all right, one of the things that we do is we request the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas to draw near. And we can do it with music. We can chant the name of the Avatamsaka Sutra. 我们好比说我们可以唱诵大放光佛华严经的名字这样子是邀请恭请这个华严海会佛菩萨还有天龙八部护法神神接近莅临祝福各位。In fact, people might know this this tune, this melody that we're going to chant is in fact the same melody that I used when I bowed 3 steps 1 bow from Los Angeles to City of 10,000 Buddhas. And it's the same melody that everyone uses when they do Chaoshan at CTTB. So if anybody has done that from the Dashanman to the Wanfo Dian, that melody is the same melody that we're going to use here. So I would like to invite everybody to put your palms together as we begin and sincerely request the Avatamsaka, the flower garland assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to draw near. 我们用的调子唱诵这个邀请这个调子是我们潮汕三不一拜用的这个唱诵的调子。我们念的是华严经的名字其实如果各位有机会在万佛城潮汕从大山门拜到万佛殿，那就是一样的调子所以呢请各位合掌我们就诚心要诚心诚意的邀请迎请华严海会佛菩萨这个天龙八部护法上身莅临道场。We're going to request the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, the Dharma protectors, and the good spirits to draw near and bless everyone. All right? We have to be sincere for it to work. Here we go. Now we have one more thing to do here before we actually begin, and that's to acknowledge country. And I haven't translated this in before to explain what this actually is. Maybe, let's see, how shall we say it? We say 我们公认我们的地方，我们讲经的地方，我自己本身我现在做的地方是我们借来的一个国The Chochenyo Ohlone people practice spiritual connections to the earth and to all creation here on their ancestral and unceded land for tens of thousands of years. Today we acknowledge them as traditional custodians of the lands on which we live, learn, work, and where all activities take place. We recognize all First Nations peoples as the original storytellers of these lands. We offer our respect to their elders past, present, and emerging, and to all First Nations peoples whose sovereignty was never ceded. All right, that's acknowledgement of country. And I think we will work on translating that for next time so everybody can understand what that's all about. All right. I'd like to ask our coordinator, Heng Sure, if you don't mind, could you send an email with the link to tonight's lecture to Jin Shi and let him know online that it's coming. He couldn't find the link to the lecture, so maybe you could send out that email. He'd appreciate it. He was trying to get on and watch, and
He's online already.
He's on? There we go. Well done. I should look, huh? I should look first. Good, okay. That's good. So, who is here? We have City of 10,000 Buddhas. We have, let's see here, Anhui. We have Malaysia. Where else do we have? We have Newbury Park. That must be in New Jersey. We have Guangzhou. We have Malaysia. Fremont, California. Washington State. We have, Santa Clara. Calgary, Canada. Oh, San Jose, okay. Kuala Lumpur, Beijing. Liaoning, Chaoyang. Where else? We've got Vancouver. Wenguhua, Canada, Beijing. We have Jiujinshan. We have, let's see here, that is Shenzhen. My old eyes can't work on this tiny. Santa Rosa, oh, Houston, Texas, Dezhou, Alameda, Minnesota. Oh, that's good. We have, let's see, Taipei, Shijiamendu, Oregon, Kaohsiung, Huanying. Fremont, let's see here, lots of friends in Fremont. We have Seattle, Washington. Professor Vu is with us. We have, where else? San Jose, Oakland, Union City, California. We have Malaysia. 还有什么地方? Yosemite. Wow, look at that. Okay, I think that's the first time somebody from Yosemite has been listening to a lecture. San Francisco, New York City, 纽约, 新加坡, Bay Area. Okay, where else? 新加坡, 台北, 还有加拿大东部，加拿大西部let's see here， 还有这个是什么地方？就说湖北天门 ，OK， 湖北Cupertino, Malaysia, San Ramon, Seattle, 珠海OK, Ukiah, there we go. Where else? We have Sydney, 澳大利亚 OK, Vancouver, Santa Barbara. We have, let's see here. Okay. My eyes aren't working very well with this tiny print. Okay, 杭州 欢迎。好的，还有你们的名字旁边你可以写你在的地方，我们可以跟大家一起就成一个小队伍哈。Let's see here， 上海、黑龙江，北京 ，OK。Where else? Let's see here. 湖南好的，江西 OK， 苏州不错，河北 OK。Let's see here. 长沙也是湖南，哇，那么多朋友 OK。台北就说吉林 OK， 大安市，好的，北京温哥华吉隆坡，哇哦，台北 OK， CTDB 欢迎 OK， and 广西，哇，全地球的朋友团结。So we have friends from all over the world. I really enjoy the opportunity to make our community grow like that and to kind of recognize everyone. All right. Now, as I mentioned, I used to regularly explain the 10 Transferences. Some people call it 10 Dedications chapter regularly at City of 10,000 Buddhas. And to get the opportunity to do it again is really joyful. And tonight is as the first lecture continuing our experience. I want to look back and give everyone a sense of what the 10 Transferences is about. So if you all will allow me to do this, I would like to look at a preface that I wrote for the new translation of the 10 Transferences, 10 Dedications chapter that's going to be published in a short time in Taiwan. And so I was invited to put my thoughts about the chapter into print, and I think this preface serves as a good introduction to what the chapter is all about from one monk's point of view. 就说讲了很多年，就半途中就停留那么我们再开始我们又继续。有的人没听过不知道华严经十回向品是怎么一回事，所以我想今天晚上就回头从这个最早的介绍这个十回向品从那边开始，然后呢上个礼拜我们可以就回去第六回向。第六回向是我当时在停止的那个地方，好吧？那么我们国际易经学院的同山就不久的将来没有多久，我们都出版英文的其实双语的一个翻译，就把这个玄公上人讲的十回向品这个经典英文的翻译，双语的翻译有出版。因为十回向品很长很大的，在华严经里边第25品算是比较长的，所以那个可能不是一个本子，可能要几个本子才能完成。So because the 10 Transferences chapter is really long, among the lengthy chapters in the Avatamsaka, it's among the longest, chapter 25. So when it's published in English, it's bilingual. We have a bilingual edition coming out with lots of bells and whistles. So it's going to be in multiple volumes when it comes out. 他们还没有排版之前，就请本人就写一个序文，短篇文章介绍个人的思想对于华严经，所以今天晚上先把那个我写的这个序文跟大家介绍。So if it's all right with you all, I would like to start by introducing that preface, and not that one, but this one right there. We'll put that one away for now. Okay, here we go. Let's see. 在哪里能请到翻译上人的法宝 Okay. Oops. We're going to go right back here. Scrolling. Okay. Here we are. Okay. what I wanted to say was that bodhisattvas live by vows. Try that again. There we are. Bodhisattvas live by vows. The vows that a bodhisattva makes, and I am not a bodhisattva, but this is what I've learned by studying the bodhisattva path. The vows a bodhisattva makes say, in essence, I will save sentient beings from the suffering that we create for ourselves and take them to nirvana. And to do that, I have to create a good relationship with sentient beings so that they are willing to let me take them across. So bodhisattvas have to create those good relationships. And dedication of merit is a primary way to make those connections. 就说菩萨一个菩萨所有的菩萨跟着他们的大愿才算是典范的传统的菩萨，所谓菩萨。我自己不是菩萨，可是我学习菩萨道在玄空上人介绍给我们的法门里边。So 菩萨所发的愿怎么说呢？那么归根结底就说，我愿意度众生，我愿意令众生，给他们一个方法，好几个方法离苦，甚至于修成这个就是离开生死，一直到涅槃，从生死此岸过这个烦恼中流，一直到涅槃的彼岸。这样做的话，必须要先跟众生结善缘，众生才想听你的话，跟着你去做，跟着你跟他们讲的方法去做。所以菩萨呢，要跟众生结这个很善良的人与人之间的关系。回向功德是见善缘的很好的方法，一个重要的方法。Okay? How are we doing? Everybody okay with my English Chinese? I know some of you are thinking, well, this is not what I planned. I don't know if I want to listen to this for 90 minutes. But here's a way to think about it. You can learn a little bit of Chinese, and you can kind of think about the things that I say in whatever language you like. And then while the other language is up, you can contemplate it. Or maybe listen to it twice. Those of you who, and of course the opposite are true, people who speak Chinese primarily can learn some English too. 我这样子自己讲双语，这个可以吗？大家习惯了，不会觉得好像两个脚在两条船，一个向东北，一个向西南，会不会这样子不稳定？其实你可以在听那个你不会流利的，还没有流利那个语文呢，你可以练习听一听，就学习这个英文还是学习中文，也可以这样想。其实你听这个道理2次可能会深入一点。Okay, so the late Tripitaka master Shen Gong Shangren used 9 years to explain the Avatamsaka Sutra's massive treasury of wisdom. And before he began that series, he explained a preface to that sutra by the Tang Dynasty Master Chengguan, known as Qingliang Guoshi. And that teacher said, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva's 10 vows are the essence of the Avatamsaka Sutra. He called it the pivot, the hinge pin. Every door that you go through has a hinge, one end is attached and solid, and the whole door swings on that hinge. He said the 10 vows of Samantabhadra are the hinge of the Avatamsaka Sutra. If you cultivate those 10 vows, Samantabhadra's practices and vows, you have the key to the whole sutra and the Bodhisattva path. So, to bring the heart of the sutra to life, you step into Samantabhadra's practices. And of those 10, dedicating merit, transferring merit is the moment. That's the actual crown, you could say, of those 10 essential practices for a bodhisattva. There's a wonderful essay in the collected essays at the back of Master Chengguan's commentary to the Avatamsaka, where he says, now, some people will complain that 10 are too many. So of those 10, which are the essentials? And he says, well, you could probably get along with 6. And he says, you could really get rid of 2 more, you could do with 4, but if you really had to boil it down, there are 2 that you couldn't do without. If you can keep 2 of those 10, you still got the essence of those 10 practices. What are they? He says, first one would be repenting and repenting and renewing. So renewing, number 4, and number 10, dedicating, transferring merit. Those are all you need, essentially, to keep the spirit of the cultivation of the Avatamsaka alive. Interesting, huh? 就玄公上人用9年把《华严经》从头讲完。其实9年了，师父先用这个清凉果师成观法师唐朝所谓华严菩萨，用他的注解，有一叫玄谈，先从那个开始那么清凉果师他那个华严苏刹里边第10册有一个这个一些散文记在第10册，有一篇是一些问答，很有趣这个问答呢，这个他说有的人说，哎呀，10个我要按照次序。他说，如果你们要明白，你们要掌握《华严经》的修行的方法，有10个法门是最重要，不可少。是什么呢？普贤菩萨10大愿望。那个华严经最后一品叫入不思议解脱境界普贤恒愿品，在那品里边是华严经第40品，在那品里边是对话，是普贤菩萨跟善财童子。善财童子是那个53参，这个善财童子，这个普贤菩萨就答复他的问题。善财童子说，大圣，你可不可以给我讲如何行菩萨道，如何修菩萨行？普贤菩萨就说，好，你有没有发大菩提心？善财童子就说，喂，我早已经发菩提心。他说，好，那我现在教你。然后呢，一个一个讲。清凉果师就说，对了，那10个最重要。可是呢，有的人就说，哎呀，10个太多了，可不可以少一点？他说，其实勉强也可以。他说6个也重要了，6个还算多。他说可以4个。然后呢，有人再说更简单一点。他说好的，其实如果有2个还是保留修华严经的法，没有丢，可以继续。哪2个呢？第4忏悔业障，第10普皆回向，还可以。他说Okay. So, Samantabhadra says, transferring merit is a practice of what? Giving with the mind, with your thoughts. That's what it is. It's giving with the thought. The 10 Transferences chapter contains all the different ways that you can do that. Each of the 10 subsections, each of the 10 transference sections, illustrates a different way to cultivate transferring, dedicating your merit. The formula works like this. Here's how it works. First, the bodhisattva, or you, perform an act, a generous act, in the material world. you do something kind-hearted. You give some way, materially. For example, how about giving blood, donating blood? When you get an opportunity to give blood, the Bodhisattva donates blood, goes to the Red Cross or wherever is required, and they fill out the form, and they check your blood type, and they ask if you have any disease, and then they hook you up and start to extract blood. The Bodhisattva does this with a happy heart, grateful for the opportunity to give. And that act of letting go of part of your body, done with a positive attitude, with a generous heart, truly creates merit and virtue. Merit and virtue are like waves of goodness. The sutra calls them what? Over and over we hear shan gun, good roots, wholesome qualities, wholesome aspects. They're invisible to the eye, but real to the heart. You don't see merit and virtue, but you can definitely feel it when somebody possesses it. Okay, that's the first half of the act of transference. Let me translate that, and we'll be right back. 所以呢，普贤菩萨就解释什么叫普皆回向。他说，回向呢是用心做布施，没有错，是一种慈善的布施。可是呢，无心中用心布施啊。十回向品呢是很多很多很多的用心做布施的回向方法。那个十回向品的每一个部分，10个部分就解释不同的方法用心做布施。是怎么做呢？我现在跟各位讲一讲。菩萨呢，或者呢，就是你啊，不一定说是某某菩萨，就是你愿意信菩萨道的人，先在世间里边，你就做一点布施，做一点善事。举个例子，你有机会布施血或者红十字什么 Red Cross， 你的国家怎么称呼？他们说现在我们需要那个鲜血，你就进去填表，然后呢，他们问你有没有什么病痛啊，你身体健康吧？你说是啊，我健康。好，他们就口上，然后抽一点这个血，你这样子，你身体的一部分呢，你就留给旁人用，救命一个人不是1 pint 这个血可以救30个人的命，因为他们把那个新鲜的血分所以这是什么？这是布施，就是做善，无形中因为你态度是慈善，是乐意布施，你把那个血双手去给他人用呢，这是有功的。那个功德虽然无心看不到，可是呢，心里知道那是真的。你看不见功德，可是呢，人有的话，你就会看到。那是行回向的前半部，后半部呢 ？So, dedication of merit is a second act, a second part of giving. This is when the Bodhisattva takes that invisible merit and virtue that results from, let's say, giving blood, and gives it again, but does it with the mind. The principle at work behind the dedication of merit is that in space, invisibly, minds touch each other. There's no place where our minds do not touch each other. There are no fences in space between my mind and everybody's mind if we have those wholesome connections. So the Bodhisattva takes advantage of that space without boundaries to send out a gift of merit and virtue with a thought. The Bodhisattva uses a powerful communication device, which is the human mind, to send out a thought beam that is his or her dedication of merit. Now, the more focused and free from obstruction the mind is, because of what? Samadhi, for example, or a happy heart, the more powerful and far-reaching is that beam of the thought. The more people you can touch, the more effective is your giving. So let's imagine the mind of a bodhisattva like a cell phone tower? In the past we would say a lighthouse, but who's ever seen a lighthouse unless you live close to a body of water? In California we see them, and on the Great Lakes. I grew up in Toledo, and we used to see lighthouses. Put-in Bay, all you Clevelanders know about Put-in Bay, right? So there was a lighthouse out there. So on Lake Erie. But if you grew up without a body of water, you've never seen a lighthouse. We've all seen cell phone towers. The Bodhisattva's mind is like a cell phone tower, sending out beams of goodness in all directions. Living beings' minds are like cell phones, ready to receive the signal. Okay, got it? So it's two parts. First is you perform an act of goodness, a generous act of giving, paying something forward, doing something to serve others. Then you take the benefits of that, the goodness, and you share it. You give it away. That's how transference works. 好了，回向呢是布施的下半部。第一呢，你就做一种善事，利益人、服务人啊，就大公无私啊。然后呢，你就菩萨呢，就无形中把所修成的功德，就再布施。这次用心做布施，什么道理呢？就好比说呢，你就布施血，然后你就说那种好感啊，这种的这个福啊，这是等于一个波浪，好的波浪，你就用心往外布施啊。其实我的心跟各位的心在空中没有地方不解除，是不是？哪里空中有篱笆有障子，就妨碍了我的心跟你的心没办法解除呢？没有了，心与心通了，在空中，菩萨明白这样做，就成这个事实，用一个非常有力量的沟通工具是什么？人的心，你的心，他就用它，就发一个回向的愿啊，就把一念心，就等于黑暗里边的光明，就往外发，那个叫回向，回向功德。你的心呢，如果是没有障碍呢，那个音波，那个光明，那个回向，它会跑得好远啊，解除很多众生。好比说什么呢？大家知道那个手机那个灯塔，是不是？那个手机的这个光波那个灯塔，它360度发那个手机的这个音，不是音，那个音波往外。菩萨回向他的心，就等那个一样了啊。众生的心是等于手机，愿意受那个音波，就可以接受菩萨愿意发的回向功德。Okay? So, the 10 Dedications chapter is a list of bodhisattvas' thought beams who, with a pure mind, send out their transference to living beings. And when we read the 10 Dedications chapter, we're reading the wishes for goodness that bodhisattvas create. that represents a storehouse to my mind. I think it's the best and most altruistic thoughts that the human mind has ever created. And the chapter is chock full of those wholesome, altruistic thoughts. 十回向品呢，是菩萨可以发的这些善良的音波、善良的念头，因为他们的心很清净，不自私、不自利，他们愿意利益众生，愿意度我们。所以我们读回向那个十回向品，我们就读到一个最应该说纯善的众生，就是菩萨，他心里的最善良的念头所以他就变成一个善心的仓库我们人的心，应该说历史上所发的最善良的念头，就在这个十回向品里边了。And in this chapter, we have a new multi-volume translation into English by the International Institute for Translation of Buddhist Texts at Dharma Rome Buddhist University. These will be, when they're published soon, Master Hsuanhua's making accessible to us the Bodhisattva path of the Mahayana. It is priceless that we have them, and so important that we preserve this wisdom lore, this practice, and don't let it become lost. Don't let it be diluted or forgotten, because as I travel around the Buddhist world, I know there are places that take time and effort to explore the Chinese tradition, the Bodhisattva path, are very, very few. So we have here the real deal, as Master Hua opened it for us, the actual thoughts of an Avatamsaka Bodhisattva as he or she cultivates the practice of taking us across and fulfilling humanity's highest aspiration, which is the Bodhi resolve, the resolve to gain the highest awakening. 在十回向品里边，我们有英文的翻译本，英译就是国际译经学院法界佛教大学的义工，大家发心把上人所讲的注解解释华严经就成一个本子，这是上人跟我们提说，你们一定每天要研究大乘经典。在这个世界上，21世纪解释大乘经典的人恐怕少之又少，愿意用时间来听听人讲经的人更少。所以各位呢，我们不久的将来都会有这些华严经十回向品的本子出来了，这个实在是人间一种法宝我们可以阅读华严经的菩萨如何度众生如何令我们发大菩提心这个是难得，再没有那么难得，希望各位可以认识，这是难得的这个机会。Alrighty, let's put that away for a moment. Let's see, we got some questions here. Okay, somebody asked me, let's see here. Okay, somebody likes both languages. That's good. 有的人说 I like 喜欢听双语。OK, 那好，因为我喜欢讲双语。OK, here we are. 还有什么？就说法师在哪里能请到已经上人的法宝呢 ？Okay, somebody has asked, where can we get Shifu's translated Dharma jewels? and I will show you exactly where. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's gain one. There we go. We're going to Buddhist texts, BuddhistTexts.org, right there. Okay, 看到了没有？看到了，法师。Okay, BTTS. You want? I'll put it right there in the chat box. Okay, we'll add that to everybody. There it is. Me to everyone. BuddhistTexts.org. BuddhistTexts.org. 各位要看这个 chat box 里边，就在那里，你可以看到我们 BTTS 所出版的书籍，有可以解释我们是怎么一回事。看这个万佛圣城 About Us, our founder. Here's our founder. 就是我们的创办人上人。还有上人给我们立的这个，哎呀 ，come back here. There we go. There we are. 我们翻译经典有这个跟随上人的18大愿，还有我们的8大规矩，我们翻译经书。So you can see who we are, our founder, Shifu's vows. Then the guidelines for translation. Master Hua gave us a setup for our translations that resembles very much the translation assemblies of the great translation masters of China in the Six Dynasties and in the early Tang and before. So we work together. There are eight guidelines, 4 committees, and here's look at everybody so busy. Oh my goodness. Look at everyone's writing notes, right? Very powerful experience when you translate as a committee, as a community. And that was Master Hua's instructions to us. 就说在我们的网站这里，你可以知道我们翻译经典的8条规矩，还有translation projects， 我们有一些可以修到，可以成一个certificate， 翻译经典就在我们的网站这里，你可以研究然后呢我们的translation project 可以在网上参加。我们每个星期一12点半到2点15翻译经典。你想参加的话你可以写 email 到这里。然后呢我们的刚刚有问题就说哪里可以请到师父所讲的经书，就在这儿。有中文书，有双语书，西班牙话、越南文，还有种种不同的，有日本语、Italiano、Francais、Espanol， 种种的西班牙话、法国话、意大利话、日本话，很多很多，还有一些赠送的，还有一些 e-books， 就你可以用Kindle 用你的 e-book reader 读一读。有 they're free books， 有 bilingual e-books for your Kindle and news, etc. So 我们的网站呢现在是比较发达。Take a look, for example. 好比说呢，也可以在这里请到 ，OK， 在网络可以请。好的，看到了吗 ？OK。Our meeting is at 1. Okay, 1 to 2:45. We've changed to 1 o'clock. 那个我讲错，那个翻译华严经是下午1点钟开始。 应该是明天，是不是？我们再来明天。对对对 ，OK， 好的。All right. Now, let's see here. You've been listening to my voice for a long time. Let's see. Let's see here. 很欢喜就说汉英双语非常好，很欢喜。Good. 好的。Okay. Let's see here. Alrighty. Good. Now, we are at the New Year's, aren't we? This is New Year's, and I wanted to we want New Year's to be auspicious, so we found something quite wonderful. 我们过年 Oh, yeah, I can. Here we go. Bring that up. 过年 should be, New Year's should be a joyful moment. So we've got something. 那个过年应该是很开心的一个时候。我们阳历过年现在已经到正月初一，所以我们就跟各位放一个开心的，是礼物吗？就送你们要过年开心。Here we go. Ready? Bring this here, optimize for video.
He's gone beyond duality. He's never born again. With wisdom bright, he shelters me. He knows my joy and pain. He walks the noble middle way with strength and purity. In dark of night and light of day, his kindness touches me. He's not divine, but he's awake. He's neither come nor gone. I find him in each blade of grass. He is the wisdom sun. I've searched throughout this whole wide world, and now I can declare you'll never find a wiser one than Buddha anywhere. You'll never find a wiser one than Buddha anywhere.
That's our group called Kids Club, and it's an international group of young people from Australia to Taiwan to the U.S. And that's our wish for you for a happy New Year. 我们就祝你们各位新年快乐啊。Okay.
Is it on YouTube?
That is not. Is that on YouTube? I don't know. I'll find out and let you know next week. How's that? So, I know that the kids club is welcoming new members. So if anybody has the singers of that song are about, I think some are 8 and some are maybe 10, 12. So if you have children that would like to join the kids club, we'll let you know next week. Okay. 那我们这样子哈，那个菩萨就愿意做善事，然后呢，他回向呢是把这个无形的功德就再布施。我们研究那个施回向品这个有很多名单，很多有10个善事，10个有福报有功德的行为，然后呢10个善事做完了，菩萨呢又回向，哇，很多很多次是这样子。那个善事呢，他所做的功德呢，是多数是属于布施啊。那个等我们开始真的深入这个第25品，大家自己可以看到。那么我们怎么样做布施呢？很多机会啊，可是我们知道其他人做的善事，那个是都会启发自己的，就说应该说是乐善哈。Let me say it first in English, and I'll think of a way to do it in Chinese. So as we describe what a bodhisattva does in order to kind of prime the pump, so to speak, in order to have merit and virtue to dedicate, to transfer over, mostly it involves giving. There's all kinds of goodness. There's all kinds of actions that lead to this invisible quantity of merit and virtue, the goodness. But by and large, the action that the bodhisattva does most is giving. So the way the chapter is set up is there are 10 of this and 10 of that. There's lists, countless lists, many lists. But then after 10 acts of goodness, usually giving or service of some sort, then the bodhisattva kicks in this gift with the mind, making a vow, a dedication vow, a transference vow. So that's the gist of the chapter. And what I find myself sensitized, what I find myself kind of aware of, is all of the many ways to do giving, all the many ways to practice generosity. And I become aware in the world around me of all the people who do good deeds and all the creative ways of benefiting others. So that's a very happy byproduct of studying the Ten Transferences chapter, is you kind of get a radar, you get an antenna for watching and noticing and witnessing others' acts of kindness and goodness. And it inspires you to want to be more generous, more selfless, and kinder. 听到、读到、看到其他人做的善，这个他们服务人家， 他们做就说一种善事呢，我们自己都可以明白更清楚一点，我可以利益人我可以做一点贡献在这个人间，我可以行菩萨道更明白一点，所以这是这个五行中一个另外研究十回向品的好处，是不是 ？Okay, there's a lot of comments. Let me see what questions people are asking. Bring this right over here. Okay. Seventh vow of Samantabhadra. How do I do that? Okay, Sue, we'll talk about that. Hang in there. Okay. Is there a teens club? Yeah, right. Ha. Wouldn't that be good? A teens club. Could you get your teens to join it? Probably not. Ooh, teenagers are difficult. So is there a teens club? We'll work on it. That would be wonderful. Teenagers it's a challenge. Put it on Dharma Realm Live. Yeah. All right. Let's see here.
Earlier on at 8:10, Ms. Jillian Menglei asked 2 questions.
Okay. Be right with you. Hold on. Could you read them, Jin Yong-shi? My eyes are not working very well at the moment. So.
That's simplified character. I will try.
See?
大家以后写这个打字的时候，不要用简体字，因为简体字我们看不太懂，怕把你这个意思给搞不清楚了。
我们会。就说丁理师法师，现在我开始阅读《华严经》，有几个问题。第一呢，在出发心功德品里，发菩萨道心，这发心出来，是否需要正式的意轨 OK。 第二呢，就说菩萨有多种发心，对于自己而言，有一种或者两种，现在觉得对自己来说没有想到那么多，这种发心一个和多个是否有区别 ？OK。 So the question, we have 2 questions from Jilin. And first question is, there's a chapter called the Chufa Xin Gongda, making the first resolve, the merit and virtue of making the first resolve. The Bodhisattva has Dao Xin, has a thought for the way. And let's see, when this thought comes forward, is there an actual method? Is that right, Jin Yong-shi? Is 正式的仪轨应该 is there a technique?
Like ritual?
A ritual for it. Okay. So, and the second question is, this fashin, this making of a resolve, having this wholesome thought that bodhisattvas have, when I apply this idea to myself, I have multiple thoughts. 想到那么多. When I'm interested in making this resolve, is it if I make one resolve or multiple resolves, the Bodhi resolves, is there any difference between them? Okay, 这两个问题呢，都是对于这个发菩萨所发的心，尤其应该说是没有正式说了，只不过就是菩提心。其实呢，出发心功德品，也可以你阅读，你可以明白多一点。我想建议更清楚的一个资料是那个心安大师，就是那个明末那个清，对，是那个明末清初的一个大德，他呢就本来是说的，然后他就写下一个叫劝发菩提心文，劝发菩提心，这个小册子呢，应该也是个文章， 是玄公上人在万佛城请另外一位大的师父的同山道友，就是是哪一位呢？我忘了他的名字。他就在旧金山的弘福寺里边，他也是新加坡大的，他是师父的道友，他到万佛城来讲那个劝发菩提心文，然后呢，师父也常常提到那篇短短的，我们这个网站刚刚给你们看的网站就有英文有中文，那一篇非常清楚，可以答复你的问题你说有依归发那个心没有了，你每天可以发好几个就是一念心，很轻的，就不必什么正式，是你跟佛陀，你跟观音菩萨，你跟地藏菩萨，你自己本身跟三宝的一个，就说佛知道你发那个心，你自己知道你发那个心，其他人也不一定有什么形象，看不到听不到，你就是说，如果我要翻译，I'll be translating this in a minute, so hang in there, all you English speakers. 如果就说菩提心是怎么一回事呢？是有两个部分。第一呢，你说上乘佛道，我知道我的心里边都有成佛的机会，有成佛的资格，没有别的心比我的心有成佛机会更好更善良，我的心都可以圆满，我可以有大智慧在自己的心里边可以修成了，这是前半部。后半部呢，怎么做呢？要度众生，度众生，下化众生，上乘佛道，下化众生，这么说的，是不是？就是说，将来我的目标是要成佛。怎么做呢？马上对自己的习气毛病，这些自信的众生，想法子度他们，令他们没有那么重的烦恼，就是菩提心。OK， 那个没有意识没有依归。然后呢，有多种呢？好几个。十回向品里边太多的心，你等一等，我们研究你可以知道。OK， that's a lot of words to answer this question. So the question is, tell me about, there's a chapter in the Avatamsaka called The Merit and Virtue of First Resolving the Mind. Is there any kind of formal way to do that? Second question, when you fa xin, when you make this resolve, is there one or is there multiple ways to do it? And my answer is the very best place to answer these questions is not necessarily in the Avatamsaka, but it's talked about in the Avatamsaka all the time. Go for a text spoken and written by a monk called Xing'an, Great Master Xing'an. He lived at the end of the Ming Dynasty, at the beginning of the Qing Dynasty. And his book is called, his little pamphlet, basically, booklet, is called the Bring Forth, the Exhortation to Bring Forth the Bodhi Resolve. In that book, he explains really well, really clearly, what is the Bodhi Resolve. Essentially, it's two parts. You say, what is my potential? Could I become a Buddha? And the answer is yes. That in my mind, in your mind, we have everything we need, nothing lacking, to become a Buddha. But the way that we realize that potential, that ultimate perfection, is by getting to work on my own bad habits and faults. So, my potential is Buddhahood, perfect wisdom. My method immediately is to deal with the living beings of my own nature and all their shortcomings, all their flaws, like that. So, there's no ritual for that. You do that right now. Make that resolve. And is there only one kind? No, there's multiple kinds. The Ten Transferences chapter is nothing but lists of bodhisattvas' resolves. All right. Now, Alan has given us right there. Okay. 全法菩提新闻就在哪里？你看，大家，这个是上人讲的，我们的网站就是 DRBA Chinese 就在这儿。Alan, have you got the English? We want the English as well. But it's right here. 你可以在我们的网站阅读全法菩提新闻，师父在讲。Okay, so there you are. How about that? Instant gratification, exhortation to resolve on Bodhi. It is there, by golly, right there. Thank you very much for Zheng Liwen. There we go. 就在那里，我们的网站你可以请。There it is on the website. Okay, gee whiz. Good questions coming up. We'll have to decide how much time to devote to the questions. Let's see. 先于众生结善缘，意思是只有获得所有众生的认同，成善开不障碍，想成佛的人了，才能。So, let's see. I'm going to decide right now. We have wonderful questions. 他为什么不给你安排个翻译？你我说So, I'm looking at my bigger monitor here because the characters are bigger and my poor old eyes can read them. So, let's see. 意思是成佛要先于众生结善缘。意思是只有获得所有众生的认同，成善开不障碍，想成佛的人了，才能修成佛嘛。你说所有众生有多少？就是你跟众生你有缘的众生要度完了，先 OK， 我再开始，就说我现在这个境界，我现在这个有多少智慧，跟将来成佛有多少智慧比较起来，有什么区别呢？应该说，从理论方面就说没有区别。问题是什么？我现在有无明，有烦恼，有障碍，就不要讲旁的众生，就在我自己的心。修行是什么呢？修行是要把这个佛性，内在的佛性，慢慢的用种种的方法，84000法门，把那些无明遮盖的烦恼化成菩提，那个就叫度众生。那回向呢？一方面回向是往外布施给众生，同时呢，回向的时候，我把自己的好处真的往外了，那么这样子也是把无明、我执、我相、执着往外布施少，每次回向无明少了，甚至于有光明，明白呢？我们怎么样进步呢？我们为了减少而有进步。All right. Question is, here's a question. It's a good question. So the question is about taking across every living being. Do you have to develop good affinities with every living being before you become a Buddha? Well, you know, the theory. The point is that the process of cultivation is a process of subtraction. It's very interesting that we don't think about this. We make progress by getting rid of what covers our Buddha nature. So our Buddha nature is the same as all Buddhas. The wisdom is identical with every Buddha who's ever been. But the problem is, my situation right now, compared to the Buddhahood that I accomplish in the future, is that what do I have? I have afflictions. I have what's called ignorance, no light, covering over my Buddha nature. So the process of cultivation, of which transference of merit, dedication of merit, is a big part. That process is gradually removing the afflictions, the emotions, the views, the attachments, the desires that cover over my nature, bit by bit, gradually giving them away. And notice this is key for our chapter. Every time I take my own merit and virtue and give it away, you could say the self takes a loss, and I have less of the self, less of an attachment to getting all the good points for myself. And I give it away. And when you do it completely, you've given away all the attachments that cover over your Buddha nature, and then your wisdom shines. So we make progress by subtraction, getting rid of the things that cover our nature. How about that? True, that's the process. Most people don't want to do it. All right. Excellent. Okay. So, Praise the Buddha is now available on Dharma Realm Live. All right. 明白一些，好的，要皈依自性三宝。对了，很多次，不是单单一次。你要皈依，那么你的自性的众生都变成佛教徒了。Okay, Praise the Buddha is now available on Dharma Realm Live. We got an approval. There it is. Okay, right there. Praise the Buddha, sung by Kids Club. Okay. Brand new, one view 1 minute ago. The kids from Kids Club who met with Jin Chuan Shi and Jin Wei Shi made a recording of Praise the Buddha as an offering. There it is. All right. 你们可以分享这个刚刚听到的那个歌曲在那个 chat box 里边都有那个 link. 好的 Okay, and here is the free exhortation to resolve upon Bodhi. There we are. Okay, 你不想买，你就可以免费在这里可以读一读。All right. 哇，这些法宝啊，双手布施给各位。我们布施呢都要回向，因为有功德。All right. Now, let's see here. There we go. Okay. Now, one of the things that we're going to do, I'm going to take the rest of our time. We have 7 minutes left. One of the things that we're going to do is we are going to be investigating as well a story, a wonderful story, a moving, true story of one of China's greatest cultural heroes, whose name is Xuanzang Dashi, Xuanzhuang Dashi, a Tang Dynasty, the very beginning of the Tang Dynasty, a monk who made a pilgrimage all the way to India, kind of inconceivably, to bring back better editions of the Buddhist wisdom, sutras and shastras. He succeeded, and his story is already legend. We have a biography of him, which he narrated to his close disciples, and a monk called Hui Li wrote down the story of Master Xuanzhuang's life. We have an English and Chinese copy. We have a bilingual version. I'm going to be sharing it as we go, kind of to provide some dessert for the banquet of Dharma that is the Ten Transferences. 我们一边研究十回向品，一边听一个故事。这个故事呢是中国文化里边的一个大英雄，玄奘大师去印度取经的这个大探险者 ，Great Pilgrim。他的故事呢是 他回来从印度回来，带来很多经书、很多注解，经律论带回来，他把他的故事讲给他的弟子们听，就一个叫慧立法师写下，我们就保留有英文的翻译。所以呢，我们一边研究十回上品，一边听这个我们的这个玄奘大师传。OK， so 这是等于吃饱了，我们的禅悦味食法喜充满，都可以吃一点点心知道这些故事呢，真的太感动了。Okay, so that's the plan. Let's see here. Okay, list of sutras available for free. Yeah. Okay, 希望你可以离苦得乐。All right. So I have one more thing to share with everybody. And I've invited a special friend. And here he is. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. There we are. Can we, let's see, here's the speaker. Okay. I only see Jin Yong Shi PC. I don't see myself. Here I am. Okay. Now look who's here. 大家阿弥陀佛。看到吗？但是我想跟各位提醒你们不要忘了，看不到。哎呀 ，There he is. 哦，就在这儿。Hello. Here we go. I know how to do it. There he is. 阿弥陀佛，新年快乐各位你们不要忘了，虽然阳历新年这还算是虎年还在3个礼拜了，所以呢，大家不要生气那个做老虎的有什么毛病常常生气脾气大，所以呢虎年最后3个礼拜呢，还没到兔年了。大家都要忍耐，需要忍耐，切莫生气，说不喝。我喜欢和尚Yeah, I like tigers too. Hey, you know what? We're still got 3 more weeks of the tiger year. We're not to rabbit yet, so don't get angry. Problem with tigers, peachy. Yeah, too much anger. Okay, so 不要生气。好的。3 more weeks. Okay, gotta hold your temper 3 more weeks. All right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Still a tiger year, so be good tigers. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. So that's the news from my friend Ginger the Tiger. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to transfer merit. So I have to share my screen again. Here we go. Now, how are we going to transfer merit? We're going to do it with a mantra, because the COVID is couldn't be found. Why not? Here we go. COVID is still plaguing our planet. Humanity is having a very hard time dealing with COVID. So in the Mahayana Buddhist tradition, we have a power tool, a wonderful way to, in the midst of a pandemic, keep our minds pure and also benefit others. How do we do it? We borrow the vows of Medicine Buddha. Medicine Buddha gave us this mantra. It's called the mantra for anointing the crown. We do it every morning in the 10 small mantras. It's number 6, and we have it in Sanskrit. It's a wonderful way to recite and benefit ourselves and others. 药师佛发愿在有生病的众生都可以恢复健康。每天在庙上在道场里边，我们念10小咒，对不对？第6小咒是药师观顶真言， 那个尤其在疫情那个时候，我们能念这个药师观顶真言，自己都有一种提防的方法，同时呢，我们可以回向给众生，这种药师佛的这个愿力都在这个咒文里边了。这是这个梵文的药师观顶真言，大家听听，能学习了就自己念，这是汉传佛教大乘佛法的一个有力量的工具，对治疫情Okay, so everybody understand the method? 现在呢，要发一个回向的愿，就说我今天晚上听经的功德，我愿意布施给谁？我愿意他们圆满什么好事？回向都要知道回向给谁，愿意成就什么样的善果报。Okay, so as we recite, we have an opportunity to transfer merit. So let's practice our Dharma. You say, I'd like to give away all of my goodness to whom, with the wish that, what? You fill in those blanks, and you have done a wonderful gift of transference. Okay, we'll recite this 3 times, and then we're done. And if Heng Sure has something he would like to add at the end, please do. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Guru Vaidurya Pravarajaya Vatabhataya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Yata One more time. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Guru Vaidurya Pravarajaya Vatabhataya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Yata All right, before we're done, we will bow to our teacher. Here we are. Okay, 我们就在自己的座位上可以顶礼300，礼佛300。Here we go. Bow in respect to the Venerable Master, Ding Li Lao He Shang. Okay, that will do it for us for tonight. Amitofo.
Thank you, 石法师 for your lecture.
阿弥陀佛。
感谢石法师讲法。谢谢大家的参与。Thank you for your participation. See you next Monday, next Sunday. I'm sorry.
OK，阿弥陀佛。